Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a new episode of Eve Echoes. I hope you guys had a nice and jolly Christmas party, and I really hope you enjoyed yourself in these days. Well, there's one more celebration up to come. It's the New Year's, and hopefully things will get better as 2021 is sitting just around the corner. But you know, 2021, that's the exact same sounds as 2021. Hopefully the 2020 did not win anything, and hopefully that the future, I don't know, may help us become better people and, I don't know, avoid some nasty diseases going to kill the entire planet off. But let's get down to business, into the world of New Eden. If you guys remember, we have our giveaway, which consists of two randomly picked winners regarding the community question of the week. And this week's question is, what do you think that the rewards for exploration will be? We saw in our previous video of the developers weekly Q&A that they actually tease the introduction of space scanning, like the scanner probes and the scanner probe launches, and having the ability to scan hidden signatures, like hidden space pockets. You know, like for exploration, you do the archaeological dig sites, you get some nice interesting stuff, and of course probing for other people, and you get to scan them down and you get to jump them and pew them. But of course they mentioned that they will be having a warning system to warn people off when they're being scanned, which seems fair enough. So please remember to like and subscribe, and of course drop a comment below with your answer to the community question of the week. I repeat, what do you think are the rewards that will be introduced with the exploration system? So the winners will be picked tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. I don't know, probably when the video will be released, and we will be launching a new community question, and we'll have another giveaway, and so on and so forth. But today, we're going to focus on yet a new Developers Weekly Q&A, which is Developer Weekly Q&A number 7. You've probably read about it on either Facebook, Reddit, or maybe Twitter. But if you haven't and really want to understand what's going on in these 4 questions that have been asked and what the developers answered, and probably maybe we'll get some teaser about what's yet to come. And of course, if you want to hear my opinion, please continue watching this video. So, question number 1 is about corporation. So, how is the sovereignty update beneficial to corps? And why should a corp put a corp citadel in nullsec if it has no benefits? This is something that we touched 1 video ago, 2 videos ago, and actually 3 videos ago. All these videos we've talked about sovereignty, and we've touched a bit on what are the actual benefits of having one such citadel. Well, currently none, but if you guys remember last week, the developers actually posted a post-testing conclusion, and they actually revealed the roadmap for the sovereignty system. So we will just get the citadel and how to deploy it, and basically it will be just exactly that, planting a flag on the moon, and there you have it, it'll be on the map. That's that. No benefits aside from the station, the actual citadel benefits that give you like extra reprocessing or extra refining, and I think extra reverse engineering efficiency. That's pretty much it. Nothing improved, nothing customizable, nothing that you can actually aim to like set some stuff and you upgrade, I don't know, asteroid fields or anomalies or whatever. But they actually revealed that there will be several structures, anchorable structures that you will be deploying around your citadel, which will be attackable, of course. They're not going to be modules that you fit inside a citadel. I actually expected that. It's not going to be that. It's just going to be some modules that you're just going to anchor stationary around the citadel, and each one will provide some additional bonuses depending on which module you deploy. Like you'll get a higher rate of special anomalies, or higher rate of a condensed mining belt spawning, There are also going to be like some upgrades regarding jump gates. I think that's going to be the final one. I don't know, they're structured in waves. You can check them out right here. As you can see, there's there's scrolling, and you can also check them in the video description. You can click on the link and watch the dev blog right there. So, what's up with this? Well, let's see if the developers actually understood the question. So, additional resources will be invested into nullsec. That is correct. The first version of the sovereignty system will introduce the feature of anchoring and destruction. That is correct. Planting the flag and just somebody coming over and destroying your flag. After that, we will go to the next version with more options added. A news report on the development plan about sovereignty has been released on an official website. Check it out now. New section, blah blah blah. Okay, so that's exactly what we've been talking about these past 2 minutes. But they did not actually answer the question, or they did. So how is the sovereignty update beneficial to corps right now? Absolutely zero beneficial. You just plant a flag and you make everyone know that you're there, and people are going to come, of course. Stuff is bound to happen. They're not just going to deploy the Citadel and expect everything will be fine. No, it's going to be exactly like in that animated thing, you know, with the dog and the house is on fire and everything is fine. Yeah, people are going to come and come and come, and people are just going to pour in, trying to get a chunk out of your Citadel. But fear not. Remember, we've talked about it 2 videos ago. Don't deploy if you're not prepared to defend it. Otherwise, it's just going to be 12 billion. I think it's going to be 12 billion. A lot of resources anyway, thrown out the window. So let's move on to the next question and answer, which sits inside a planetary something. So what determines the number of mining belts that spawn in a system? It's not actually tied to the planet, it's actually tied to the mining system. Okay, so or the spawning system. Some systems seem to have a lot, 6+ belts, but others only have 3 or 4. What is the difference? So this is an interesting mechanic. I don't know if this was revealed not in the past, but apparently the maximum number of refreshed asteroid belts within a system is 70% of the total number of planets within that system. Anomaly space is randomly generated around all planets. This formula is designed to prevent the situation of too many or too few asteroid belts around a single planet. So we've got an interesting number. So 70% of the total number of planets. So if you're inside a system with 10 planets, you'll probably see 7 belts. You just scale it down. It's the 3 simple rule. You know, with the math and stuff. You get the number of planets and the number of belts in 10 planets, and you just like how many belts are going to be in X number of planets. So you know the number of the planets bigger in the system, and you just do the 7 times what's the number of the planets in the current system divided by 10, and you get your X, and that's the correct number of asteroid belts. There you have it. Math is everywhere. Moving over to insurance. This is an interesting thing because we just covered insurance, and I'm pretty happy with how they thought of it and how it's going to be designed, and I'm actually keen on it being deployed on the live server as soon as possible. It'll probably come out exactly after the sovereignty update or right after, because, well, the sovereignty update is going to come in January, that's for certain. But when will the insurance system be deployed? I really hope it's going to be after this. Basically, we've talked about this again and again and again. The current recovery system of ships is flawed. It helps no one. Okay, maybe new players, but industry suffers, market suffers, the entire economy suffers because items are not being destroyed. They're just being destroyed and then they're being recovered. It's not like somebody's getting the ISK or a certain portion of value from that lost ship and fit and just goes off the market and buys off new stuff. No, it just comes back to him. The exact same items that were destroyed, they're just being returned. So nobody's buying new stuff on the market. That's a problem. So, dear developers, have you ever, you have a very neat estimate of ship's total worth on kill mails. Well, that's, because the estimated market values still suck on some of the items, on half of the items. Could you please make the same system for the pilot, so we know a brief summary of our total ship worth before we fly out? So this player is actually asking to get an accurate estimation on what he's about to take into space, which is actually a very good inquiry. And yeah, people should be aware of what they're throwing out into space, because you know, every ship and every fit has an undecided expiration date. It could be the next 5 minutes, it could be tomorrow or next week or next month. So flying something, you should at least know what how much expensive is that, what you're flying out there. So the insurance system will display the overall valuation of the ship. However, the purpose of the display is to prompt whether the current ship can be claimed or not with insurance. We hope this setting is helpful to all players. So what they're saying right here is the fact that, okay, this functionality will exist, so you'll not just see your value of items when you die. We already have that, and it's not that accurate, but we will get an opportunity to estimate our stuff, like the current ship and the current fit. And that's basically going to help us, actually it'll help determine the system, it'll help the system determine and us understand if that specific ship with all the fits can be reimbursed using the new insurance system. You know, you'll have some insurance points which will convert into Plex, and will switch to ISK based on the Plex exchange rate, and will just buy you items off the market. That's how the new insurance system will work. So I think it's pretty standard to understand what is the value of your potential loss, to see if your insurance can actually cover it. Moving over to the fourth question, which is about PVE. I would love to see more PVE content related to the factions, sovereignty changes between systems based on global participation in high-low sec missions that decrease rank and faction army gen-based. This sounds a lot like the factional warfare in Evil 9. We have no confirmation that this is going to happen anytime soon, but I think that because factional warfare didn't just include PvE combat, you know, you had those special sites that you could just go and farm and you would get loyalty points. Yep, in Evil 9 you can do that. And they actually announced that the loyalty point system will be introduced at some point in the game, in Eve Echoes. So it's fair to say that this feature is also going to come at one point. But let's see the developer's answers. Thank you very much for a suggestion. We have planned to introduce a lot of PvE content next year. The game development plan of 2021 will be announced on our social media platforms and official website in mid-January 2021. So I can't wait for the roadmap, the plan, to be revealed, because oh boy, there's going to be a lot of discussions and a lot of stuff to point out, either be good or bad, because I'm really interested in the game evolving, and of course I'm also interested in taxing the developers when they do a mistake. Well, some mistakes cannot be avoided, and which, in this case, some may be understandable, and how the game progressed so far, I'm really happy about it. But I think it's our duty as a player base just not to be toxic about it. It's constructive criticism. Whenever we see something flawed or broken, it's our duty to report it, and I encourage you all to do that, because I'm doing it myself. Whenever I'm finding a bug, I go to the support center, submit a bug. Some of them get fixed in the next patch. Amazing, right? Not trying to imply anything, because it's not due to my to me being a content creator, an official content creator, because when I submit my bugs and the ticketing system kicks in, you know, those support employees that just handle tickets, they don't care if I'm a content creator or not. They just evaluate my ticket and they just create a bug in their tracking software that developers use to fix the issues. So the more players report the bugs and the more players report the same bugs, that bug becomes more important, gets a high priority, and gets fixed on the spot, or probably in the next iteration, or even within the next expansion time. So that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. A very big shout out to my channel supporters. I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.